Hi, my name's Callum from Prophecy. Today I'm going to take you through a really quick demonstration of how we can take with Prophecy existing DBT core projects, and typically these are stored in on the right hand side. You can see cloud Git providers like Azure DevOps, GitLab, Bitbucket, GitHub. Then typically organizations will run these DBT core projects on either Databricks, Snowflake, Google BigQuery, or some other platform. The thing is that organizations, as they develop DBT core projects, they tend to use functions that are specific to that specific cloud data platform, and that makes migrating difficult. The reality is that sometimes a DBT project will need to move to a different cloud data platform, and that's where Prophecy steps in. We can read the DBT project from the Git repo. We convert the source platform specific functions to the target specific functions. We create a visual representation of the DBT core model or the models, and then we push down the code to the target cloud processing platform. And then of course we'll commit it back to Git. Let me show you what that looks like in a real world example. So here I'm going to take a Snowflake DBT core project. And so I'm going to read a Snowflake DBT core project, visualize it in Prophecy, and then convert it to Databricks. I'm going to be using this Snowflake SKO whole 2026, so a public repo and really just a good example of a DBT core project that does have some specific Snowflake functionality within it. So I'm going to take this, log into Prophecy, and then I'm going to import a new project. I'm just importing this exactly as it is from GitHub. And then I'm going to choose, even though it is a Snowflake repository, I'm going to choose which my target should be. I can see the project's imported successfully, and I can see all of the DBT models here. So one of the things that I can see here is I have many errors here that are basically to do with the fact that I have some, missing data because I don't have access to the data sets, the underlying tables, and also some specific Databricks functionality that, some functions in here that you can see that I don't have access to. So because I'm running now on Databricks. So I'm going to use the Prophecy agent to address this. And I'm going to say, convert this Snowflake DBT. So this will take a little while because it's using Prophecy's AI capabilities and agents to go ahead and make the various changes that it needs to make this DBT core project runnable within Databricks. Okay, great. So we have received notification and a bit of a summary as to what we've done after about 3 minutes. So the next thing that I want to do is actually run this, but I don't have access to the actual data. So I'm going to explain this. Okay, great. So it's just run this and changed the data set. So now I'm just going to go ahead and say run this project. One thing that I'm going to bring your attention to though before I run this project is that the last table that I created in this particular schema was on April 24th, which was a couple of weeks ago now. So I just bring your attention to that because when I run this project, I'm expecting new tables to be created. So I've now run this project. I can actually see this seed data has been used, which is good because I don't have access to the underlying tables. Of course I could set that up as a connection, but I thought just for this demo, it's easier to demonstrate the loading of some new data. I can query each step, each model, each DBT model to see exactly what's happening, and in this case, some staging activities, and then some views and DQ rules being applied. And this is the whole point. I can go in and actually have a look exactly what's happening within this this pipeline or this model. So now if I refresh this and just look at the tables, I have this HED records, and the data has been loaded where I wanted it to load in Databricks, and most importantly, the project ran on Databricks. So very simply, what we've done here is demonstrate taking a DBT core project from Snowflake, converting it after visualizing it, and actually we did a little bit of extra data source work. Typically, you wouldn't need to do that if you were in the same organization having access to the underlying Snowflake tables, and then running it on Databricks. I will also now commit it to the Git repository. I've just forked that particular project, but you can see how quickly and easily this can be done. Prophecy provides a simple migration option to move DBT core projects simply and reliably to other cloud data platforms. In this example, I've moved from Snowflake to Databricks. That certainly doesn't have to be the case. We can move from any cloud data platform, giving organizations that optionality and flexibility. Thank you.